So this app is actually what you're seeing on my background right now, this wallpaper that I have, which is a cool colorized version of a map. You may have seen Google live cases where you can put like a map like this on a case. This app does it for wallpaper. So it's called Mapapers, and all you're going to do is you basically just have this map and you can go, you know, literally anywhere. Mongolia, for example. Zoom in as far as you want. Obviously, like the more roads and stuff, it's going to look a little bit more cool. You can even like pan and tilt up and down. You can rotate, all that good stuff. And then at the bottom we have styles. So let's choose this style right here. Then it's going to apply that to the map. Let's try to go somewhere that has a little bit more going on. Okay, so here we go. We're seeing a little bit more detail, and you just choose a color that you like. Let's go with this green one. Tap save. And it's going to process it, and then you can crop it and set it. So here we go. Choose the size that we want. Done. Now when I go home, that's on my wallpaper. So if you like that style of wallpaper, check out Mapapers. There's so much news to digest nowadays. It can be hard, but you don't want to be one of those people that just reads the headline and then bases all their information on that. Nwsty is an app that gives you a little bit more. So you're not getting the full article here, but you're getting a headline and then like a little summary of the article. And so that's a way that you can get through the news a little bit quicker, but get more information as well. So every day it's just going to give you a few headlines and stories, and you can actually go back and see like, all right, what was the stories yesterday? And then if you want to have a little bit more information, there's a little icon here that you can click, and that will actually go to the full article on the website. So this is a nice app for just getting some summaries of the news without reading full articles, but reading more than just a headline. Fitzy TV is an app that adds cloud storage DVR to your existing cable plan. And it's really cool when it actually works. So I'm signed in, I just have Comcast, and here are all the channels that it's grabbing from my Comcast. It doesn't grab all the channels. It's basically like, it's supposed to be the apps that you can like sign in with your cable login. So like Food Network has an app you can sign in with your cable login and watch it. It's supposed to like be grabbing all of those channels, but some aren't showing up. Anyway, you just go to one of these channels. So let's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives on right now. And you can actually just watch the channel right here, which is pretty cool if you don't want to have like a bunch of different apps. But you can also do DVR. So we can record this series or record this episode, and that's $5 a month. So if you don't have DVR, you're not already paying for that, you can do it with this app for just $5 a month, which is not a bad deal. And it's stored on here. You can see there's a Chromecast icon that you can use to watch this on your TV. So that's pretty cool. The app is a little buggy. It doesn't work all the time, but when it does work, it is pretty cool. This is called Fitzy TV. Remindee is a reminders app, but it's not like most reminder apps that you've used. It has an interesting way of doing it. So this app, you actually can't just like create a reminder right here in the app. What you do is you share to the reminder app from other apps. So the example I have, here's like tweet that I saw about the Amazon Prime price change. So maybe I have an Amazon Prime subscription and I want to remember to change that. So what you can do is you just use the share menu from like the built-in Android. So you have share right there, and then I'm going to tap remind me, and then I just put whatever information I want in here, and it's going to go to the reminder app. I can choose when I want to be reminded and all that good stuff. And so it's kind of a way to share things that you see that maybe, oh, that's cool, or oh, I need to do something about that. Share it to the Remind Me app, and then you can get it later and take action on it. Flick Launcher is a super simple launcher that's kind of based on the Pixel launcher. So you can see my home screen right here. I've got a search bar on the bottom. I've got this slide up dock that reveals the app drawer, which is in a list like this. And that's basically the general idea here. And if you go into the settings, you'll see that it's very clean, very minimal. You can actually add the Google Now pane, which is pretty cool. You can go into the layout, and there are a bunch of different options. So you can enable a night mode if you want. You can change the grid size as you would expect. If you go into the app drawer, there's some options here as well. You can select the background of the drawer. Then if you want to go into the dock, here's where you can add that search bar on the bottom, which is kind of like the pixel look that you see a lot. But it's just a very simple, well-designed home screen launcher. It's very fast, very easy to use. You can see it has a little cool little animation there. So nice little details all around. If you want something like the Pixel launcher, this is a great one. It's called Flick Launcher. We've all had those moments in life where you forget to send someone an important message. Maybe it's happy anniversary, happy birthday, whatever it may be. You don't want to forget that. And so this app called Scheduled allows you to schedule messages really easily. So here's a happy birthday message that I have set up. And all you do is you select a person in the top. It's going to use your contacts on your phone. Select a date and a time. You can repeat it, or you can have it do all these different types of repeating. You can have it auto send, and then you just put in a message, and as simple as that. And then when that time arrives, the app is going to ask you if you want to send it, or if you have the auto send feature, it'll just send it without you knowing. So you'll never forget to wish anyone a happy birthday or any of those important messages. This is called Scheduled. Pretty much all Android phones have fingerprint scanners nowadays, so why not put it to more good use? You can already use it to lock your phone. What about locking apps? Fingerprint Security is an app that allows you to put any app on your phone behind your fingerprint. So for example, here's my Twitter app that I have. And so if I go and I try to open that, it's going to throw up the screen here. I scan my finger and now I'm into the app. Setting it up is really easy. All you're going to do is tap the little plus button. It'll get all the apps that are on your phone. Just choose one at random. Here we go. And then you just tap it on. Now it's being protected. And then you can also do some custom settings to further get it how you want. So that is Finger Security. It's a great app for securing your apps. Overlay Settings is a really simple and handy app that lets you see all the apps in your phones that have overlay settings. So this is the setting that you'll see where basically, so let's go into darker here. This is an app that puts like a black shade on the screen to make it darker, and so that's permit drawing over other apps. It's obviously an app that requires that. But you can see like pretty much all the apps on your phone that require that, and if there's some of these that are like interfering with stuff and you don't want them to have that ability, like Messenger Lite, I don't know why it needs that, so I'm going to turn that off. But it's just a really simple app just to see what has the overlay settings on your phone. Darkmatte is an icon pack all about being dark and round. So we go into the icons here. They have over 1,000 to choose from, and this is a free icon pack, by the way. And so you see that all the icons are round and they're all black and white. It's not like AMOLED black, it's a little bit of a darker gray, but it's really cool. And pretty much any app that you can imagine is on here. They've also got some different app drawer icons you can choose from. Kind of an odd thing, Chrome Canary is for some reason not black and white. It's the only app on here that is like that. I think they might have just forgot it. But there's tons to choose from. They've also got some wallpapers in the app that will go good with the Darkmatte icons. So if you're into that type of look, check out Darkmatte. It's a free icon pack. Chili Snow is a endless skiing game. You're just trying to get this little ball down this hill as long as you can without running into anything. A single tap is gonna just sway you in the other direction. You can do a long tap to like turn a little bit sharper. But yeah, you just avoid these trees and see how far you can go. My high score is 269. Oh, almost got there that time. Let's try that one more time. You've probably played games like this. It's kind of like what is that called? Ski Free on Windows 95. But as far as I know, there's no abominable snowman at the end of the hill ready to eat you. Oh, you also cannot hit the edge of the screen like that. That will also kill you. So this is called Chili Snow. Check it out. Typeshift is a word puzzle game. So you're given these arrangements of letters and you move these up and down. There, I just actually got a word there, maybe. And you can see at the top it says 33%. So I have 33% of the words that I can make on this level. So I made maybe. I can see that I can make lunch. Let's see. Eventually all of these letters will be used and then it will be 100%. So let's try munch. areas. There you go, 100%. You can actually find additional words as well. So there are like certain words that you need to get to 100%, but you can find other words and you can get extra points. Posts. I can see awful. Boots. Brown. There you go, 100% of the word. So this is a really cool word game. If you like solving puzzles that involve words, check out Typeset. Hacksaw is a tower defense game that doesn't look like any tower defense game you've probably played. So basically what's going on here is there's going to be stuff coming from the top of the screen, and then you have to prevent them from, basically destroying you. And so what you do is you tap these little circles, and then you can put one of these down, and you have these 4 different icons to choose from, and they do different things. So I'm going to put this one right here. And you can see across the top, it shows that different combinations kind of have multipliers. So if I put the blue water icon right next to this yellow one, they connect, and that's going to be a ×5 multiplier up there. And then we can do, let's say we'll put a fire right there. And we'll just round it out with the green guy. And then across the bottom, here's where I can also like power up those things. So we'll do level 2 for the lightning bolt. You can see my money across the top that I have to spend, and I'm ready for wave 1. So I'm gonna hit play, and we're just gonna watch these things come from the top and see if my setup can keep them away from me. All right, wave clear. I got 200 coins there. So that's the end of that round. And now again, set it up again. So let's say I'm gonna put put another green guy over here. We'll put a yellow right there. We'll power up the yellow again. And let's power up the green as well. And we'll see if we can get past this next wave. And so what you can see is happening is when these are combined, it's throwing out these like bigger like power balls basically. By their powers combined, they can do more damage. And so the game just kind of repeats like that. You want to see how many waves you can get through. I've made it to 9 waves. It gets pretty tough after a while because you start running out of money, and there's only so much you can do. So check out Hacksaw. Finger Driver is a game that seems super easy, but it's actually surprisingly difficult. So you're just controlling this car, but instead of like using your finger to just move back and forth, whatever, you're controlling that wheel in the bottom, and you saw it already crashed. So you gotta like move your finger like this to kind of control the wheel like you're driving your car. It's pretty dang difficult. You cannot touch the sides at all. Here we go, I'm getting a little bit of a hang of it now. Oh, whoa. Okay, 94. Try that one more time. Okay, whoa. Okay, I'm not very good at this game, but you can see that it looks easy, but it's actually pretty difficult. This is called Finger Driver. Darkmatte is a really interesting take on Tetris. It's basically like the exact opposite. So instead of shapes falling from the top that you don't have any control over, you are making shapes and they're going up. So I'll show you what I mean. Basically you have this area in the bottom and you see it says 5 right there. That means I have 5 blocks and I can make any shape that I want. So we'll just go a simple line straight across, and that's gonna fall up. Now I have 5 again, so obviously we'll just do that. Now I have 7, so I wanna make shapes that are gonna balance well and not tip over. So let's try something like that. Okay, there we go. Now I got 2, so obviously we want to get those a nest in there. That's not working too good. What do I need to do here? Let's try this. Oh, and I'm out. So that's Paint Towers. It's basically reverse Tetris where you make the shapes. I don't know that it's harder than Tetris, but it's just different. But it's a lot of fun. Red is a follow-up to an app called Yellow, and it's a really interesting puzzle game where basically you're just given a puzzle, no instructions whatsoever, and the only goal is to make the entire screen red. So here I got a level, and the only thing there is just a red circle. So if I tap it, it makes one line red. So obviously I just need to tap that to fill the whole screen. Boom, I solved that one. Here's another one. It's an arrow pointing down, so I'm just gonna pull that down. There we go. Here's one, it looks like I just need to fill it in. So there we go. And these will get progressively harder. So here's one a little bit difficult. I tap there and it spreads them out. Okay. Now we can just push them out. There we go. Now this one's tricky. You slide your finger to move it, and this is basically like snake. So what you do is you collect all of these, and then we're gonna fill in this line in the bottom. I'm gonna hold my finger here to heat up the thermometer. There we go. So that is the general idea of red, and these, like I said, these puzzles get pretty tough the more you go, but it's really cool for just trying to figure out things, you know? You're just given a puzzle, no instructions, nothing, just you have to figure it out. This is called red.